Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing Fairy Tale 100 Year Quest, chapter 54 to 57. And it's been 2 months since I've reviewed this chapter, this series, but I'm going to say there isn't that many chapters. I don't think it's weekly. It seems more like bi-weekly, which is fine by me because I do like reading. So let's start off with chapter 54 of this series. So I'm waiting for the chapters to load. Okay, goddamn. All right. Oh, so we've got this nice little cover spread of what's he called? Gray, and he seems to be some kind of secret agent or something. Pretty cool. He's got a sniper in the back and some bats. And oh, so with Natsu's special trick, which was turning the seed into Zereth, the most powerful opponent you could think of, and because of Zereth's power anyway, he can even replicate Zereth's power. So that's pretty impressive. It's pretty scary to be honest. And it looked like it was working, and it worked a bit too well. So he made himself disappear. So that was pretty crazy. And Natsu then gets dragged underneath the soil. So I want to know where Natsu's going. And all of the seeds kind of vanish, and a new one spawns. So we get this new seed, and it's called I Am God Seed Metro, and his design looks pretty cool. He looks like those holy trees, the sharp ones. I think that's they call holies. And yeah, he looks like a tree with those, and yeah, he looks pretty muscular as well. I will tell Wolfin's place in eliminating you. What does he mean, Wolfin? So I'm guessing Wolfin's the guy who's copying everyone, and he summons these thick-looking minions as well. There's nothing like Wolf Wolf. I will eliminate you through pure strength. So that seems to be his theme, which is pure strength. And then we see Loxus and Gargil. I mean, no, Loxus and Jalal meet up, and it was kind of funny when they ask why Urza was beat up, and Loxus has no idea that he was the one who beat her up anyway. And he goes, "I found Urza beat up like this. Who could have done this to her?" And it was him. I was naked and tied up. What in the world is happening? Okay, and so it looks like Loxus and Gaju will be facing the Godseed Gears. All right. I get rid of any gears Alderaan doesn't need, and his design looks pretty cool anyway. I gotta say, but I do like these Godseed designs. They look pretty epic. I gotta say, I'm enjoying them fair bit. Well, it looks like Gajil wants to solo this. I mean, why do I keep saying Gajil? Jalal wants to solo this because he thinks Loxus and Urza are too injured to fight anyway. So that'd be quite interesting to see a one-on-one with that. And then we get this other Godseed player. He's called Doom. Those who rebel against Alderaan are fated to die. And his design looks a bit gimmicky compared to the other guys. Looks a bit kawaii, I gotta say. And and he looks a bit chibi as well in a sense because I guess he's fighting. He's going to be fighting Wendy because she's also chibi as well. So that'll be quite interesting. Matches up, and then we see that Natsu's been dragged into this chamber. It looks like the heart chamber. Where am I? Am I in the belly? And it seems to be surrounded by wood. I could do like the imagery used there. It was quite nice. There are 5 guardian deities that dwell within the 5 orbs. Wolfen reads the mind of people. Giz is a calculating tactician. Doom brings death to others. Metro commands the might of an army. Your very existence is a threat. Hang on a sec. That's only 4. You said there's 5, but there's only 4. That's gross. And I am the 5th. I am Godseed Alderaan. And I want to say Alderaan's design looks really ridiculously cool. With the king, he's got the crown, and he's got his face almost looks like a skeleton. And yeah, it looks. Gotta say, it looks really dope. I definitely do enjoy the design of Alderaan in a sense. And Natsu asks him, "Are you Alderaan's real form?" In a manner of speaking, yes, I guess. So what I am is Alderaan's brain, as well as the God Seed's leader, Alderaan. So this guy is I guess, the humanoid version of Alderaan because Alderaan is that massive mass, and he's like the brain as well. So this is, I guess, the true dragon that Natsu needs to eliminate, and not the big thing anyway. What the hell? I stumped on how to beat so and so big, but since you human size, beating you won't be a problem. So Natsu definitely is, he has a bit of confidence in his abilities, and Alderaan's not having any of that. Seems you are mistaken, human. All that power of that size is within me. And we see Natsu gets hit in the arm. We don't even know what hits him. This massive bloodshed, I want to say this close up of Alderon's face where we see his eyes as well. It looks menacing and definitely intimidating at all. You can't even touch me. So I do like the fact that Alderon's saying that even though uh, the all that power that the massive dragon is condensed in his small body. So he's very condensed power now. I guess you can't even touch me. So that's pretty crazy. So this dude looks strong, and I'm definitely a fan of Alderon's design. I gotta say, it looks really cool, and especially the Godseed Alderon and the other Godseed. They look pretty cool, and they look quite similar to Alderon anyway. But I definitely like Alderon's design the best. Long has Alderon waited for this moment, the time he would waken once more, the time to crush Guillotina's ground underfoot and claim everything as our land. All right, so it looks like he's going to give a speech about his history. Centuries ago, Alderon came here to rest after being injured in battle with Acnologia. He was not always this immense originally, but his body was still large enough to bear a single town. In order to store more power, Alderon built a town upon himself and survived by absorbing the nutrients of the people living there. Eventually, his body continued to grow and grow until his vast size surpassed the mountains and clouds. It was then that Alderon realized he could not control his power, thus, he birthed 5 orbs and 5 guardians deities to suppress it. And the White Wizard destroyed all of these without knowing it. He has grown weary of sleeping like this because he has awakened. This land will crumble to dust. So it's kind of interesting, this aspect of who Alderaan really is. I guess, yeah. This is the same concept as when Acnologia was fighting in 2 different planes, I guess. When he was fighting everyone in the physical plane and he was fighting Natsu and the other dragon slayers in his like mental plane, I guess. He was fighting on 2 fronts and at the same simultaneously. So I guess this is the similar concept where we've got the big Alderaan just causing havoc, and we've got the mind Alderaan having a fight with Natsu. All right, there's nothing you can do. So we see him inflict some pain again, and I do like how he's just crossing his arm and still managed to hit Natsu. And you can see Natsu, that really hurt Natsu. What the hell? I can't even see his attacks. So that I don't know how Natsu's going to be able to beat that if you can't see the attacks. And we switch over to some of the guild members, and they're dealing with the might of these soldiers, and they look like they're struggling anyway. So it looks like Gajil, he gets hit, but he's smiling. So I guess we're going to see something anyway. These things are strong. If this keeps up, we'll aim for the main guy. All right. So we got Juvia and Gray doing a bit of a synergy combo, Ice Hammer and Water Sickle, so Water Slicer, I mean. And all this Godseed guy just, he summons one of those dummy things and he tanks it quite well. Wait, Great Gray, if he protects himself by using golems, could it be that the main body doesn't want to attack? Ooh, so they're kind of coming up with a strategy against it. And then we switch over to Jalal. Let's see what he's up to. You did things to Ursa. Well, I don't know about that, but there's one thing that is certain, is that your gears have begun to turn. Okay, so he just starts turning the air, and something seems to be happening. I don't know, but maybe that does something, but we don't get to see. And then we switch over to Wendy's perspective, and she's fighting this god seed anyway. And even Charlotte goes back into her human form to fight. And I don't think Charlotte will be able to beat this guy anyway. You have been first fated to die. So, whoa. And she's kind of getting surrounded by these cotton things anyway. And oh, she gets surrounded by cotton, and there's like a single flower that spawns out of her head anyway. So one of the petals, a fate will fall every time you count to 60. When all the petals fall, the girl will die. So damn, Charlotte has 5 minutes to be saved or she'll die. There's 5 petals, 5 minutes. So Wendy tries to remove the status effect from her, but it doesn't work at all because it's the fate of death. Thank you for playing with me, kitty girl. You're just bluffing, right? Carla, stay with us. Oh no. And one of the petals do fall. And there is now a sense of risk. There's a threat because if they don't beat this god seed in time, then there's no way they can win, to be honest. So I don't know. So I do like that, it adds a bit of tension right now. So will they be able to beat in time? But I doubt, because this is fairy tale. Anyone's gonna die anyway. So we're gonna see somehow they're gonna be saved. So this chapter 56 is called Reliable Friends, and this was a really good chapter I thought because I highlight some of the other characters that we don't really get spotlight for. If you think about it, out of the Fairy Tale Guild, Natsu, Gray, Wendy, Lucy, Juvia, right? There's like seven of them, seven, eight of them. They get all the spotlight. Everyone else gets like absolutely zero spotlight. There is a few other members, and these aren't even secondary tier members. I call them the tier three members anyway. And in this chapter, because Wendy's pretty much injured from her fight from earlier, so they don't really have a chance of winning right now. And yeah, and this God Seed, he seems pretty strong. He summons all the cottons everywhere, and it's even surrounding Wendy and what's it called, Happy. So it looks like things are going really bad anyway. So I don't know. I don't know how they could win. But the person who comes to save them, with a sand attack, Max, Warren, Lackey, everyone else. So these are like the tier three characters, and they come to save the day. So that's quite interesting to see because these are like the fairy tale members that get absolutely zero spotlight. And I'm pretty sure some people who even read fairy tale don't even know half of the names. I couldn't tell you any of the name. I remember Warren had a key role in the final arc because of his telepathy, but apart from that, he had like no purpose. And I do remember just seeing them sprouted around. So these guys have come to save the day, and they're all pretty weak as well. So but I do like the fact that they've acknowledged that they're weak, but because they're all working together, they beat this guy. Well, they're working together to beat him anyway. And I like how Wendy uses the last of her power to enchant everyone with their magic power. So this kind of makes it more believable that they could beat someone of this caliber, like the God Seed, because they've all been given a boost of power anyway. And as they all comment that their power has been strengthened and their power is overflowing. And with that, Wendy faints, and it's up to the rest of the gang anyway to beat the thing. And we see everyone use their abilities, so that's quite nice to see that these tier three fairy tale guild members getting a bit of the spotlight. So I definitely enjoyed the chapter giving this dynamic anyway. And I gotta say, I can't stress it enough, because these guys get zero spotlight. I can't stress that enough. And with that, all all of them work together to beat them. And I do like the fact that what they were saying as well. And so I do like the fact that the weak ones, they have an ethos as well. If we can't save one little girl, we wouldn't call ourselves fairy tale guild magicians. Even if our magic is weak on our own, we'll combine together our strength. There's no enemy we can't defeat. So I like the fact that the theme of this is working together, teamwork, stuff like that. So that was very nice anyway. And we get a special little spotlight on Max, the sand user, and apparently he's learned some spells from Agil, which was one of the, I forgot what he's called. He was one of the villains from last time. And yeah, and he visited recently, so he's learned a spell from him because they have similar magic abilities anyway. And he uses the Ramel Seif, that's what it's called, and it seems like a pretty powerful move indeed. And with that, they actually defeat the God Seed. So that was quite nice. They actually beat him. So because of that, Carla is saved. And in typical shonen fashion, they save him at the last minute. We can see that there was only one petal left, so she didn't really have much time left anyway. And with that, these guys actually beat one of the God Seeds. So that was really nice. So this chapter I thought was brilliant. Giving someone a bit of a spotlight anyway. And we move on to the next one. So this is the latest chapter so far, Power to Live. And yeah, so let me do a summary of what I read so far. I definitely do enjoy the direction this arc is going with Alderaan, and I like the concept of these five god seeds, which is a better concept than Natsu trying to beat that massive Goliath that is Alderaan. Instead, he has he has something that represents who Alderaan is, like the brain. So that's quite nice, and we have now defeated. I would like to say two, because Wolfen was the one who retreated after he messed up trying to become Zeref. So I want to say they've beaten two of the God Seeds and they've got three left. So let's see what they can do. But Wolfen might make a comeback. We don't know that yet. And I do like the cover. What do you call it? The cover page for this chapter 57. It's Mavis. I think it is Mavis, and she's wearing a dress, and yeah, looking very cute, and she looks like she's blushing. And I do like the case of petals anyway, so that's quite nice and very cute to our cover page anyway. So yeah, and something seems to be happening All right. Has one of the fates of death been thwarted? So Godseed Alderaan is surprised that one of the Godseeds have been thwarted. This cannot be. And with this, there he seems kind of distressed. I don't really get it, but did your magic get a little weaker? So, oh, interesting to see. Because one of the god seeds was thwarted, beaten. Uh, God Seed Alderaan's ability has gotten a bit weaker. So that's quite interesting to see. So is it going to be the case of all the other seeds get beaten and he becomes weak enough that Nancy can beat him, because at this rate Nancy can't beat him. But the fact that Nancy dodged that ability shows that he's now becoming more and more manageable. All right, so in this chapter, we seem to get a focus on Lucy as well, and she uses her star dress mix. And I do like this new power up that Lucy's got, where she can mix the abilities of two of her celestial spirits. So for this one, she does Aquarius and Scorpio, and her battle gear looks pretty solid. And there's definitely the aspects of the Scorpion with the tail and the uh, armor on her front, her hands and legs. And there isn't much of Scorpio. I mean Aquarius in this sense, but yeah, it's kind of a weird mix, sand and water anyway. But and then we got the two perverts anyway, just commenting on how that sturdy look looks kind of sexy. I thought that was kind of comedic anyway. I mean, it is for comedic purposes, and I got to say, I think that facial expression they do makes it more comedic, to be honest. So we see Lucy use her aqua stream, and she completely obliterates one of those golems. Anyway, that was pretty crazy. Wow, she did it. And we see all like the tier three characters. All they do is just comment because they can't do anything else. And I've used too much magic. We keep beating them, but they just keep coming. Then the main body has to go down. Great. All right, let's do this, Juvia. So it's up to Juvia and Grey to beat the main god seed anyway. I am power itself. Rather, I'm Alderaan's power. This unfathomable, large power will crush you all. And we see the golem. He commands the golem to attack Juvia, but because Juvia is made out of water, she can kind of she can just tank the hit and just turn herself into water. And she looks like she didn't really take any damage. She uses her ability Water Nebula. Do you really think water would work against wood? That is true, because wood just absorbs water anyway, and that's what the God Seed does. And not only does he absorb the water, he also absorbs Juvia as well into himself. And we can see Gray's in a lot of distress in this chapter. That would make sense because he does care about her. Juvia's been absorbed by another, while Gray can only watch. Could this be some kind of cuckoldry? Even in this moment, Juvia somehow makes it like into some dirty, like dirty commentary. Like it's quite perverse, and I gotta say that was pretty funny. Like it's quite a creative way. That was quite a creative joke in a sense, anyway. But with this, Juvia gets absorbed into the God Seed Alderaan. I mean, not Alderaan, into the God Seed dude, anyway. And then, yeah, so she absorbed him, and we can kind of see that she she's in this like she's being captivated. No, what's the word? She just appears in front of his chest like in a captured state anyway. So water power's absorbed. So it looks kind of creepy anyway. I mean, not creepy. It just looks weird the way she's just being absorbed anyway. So if you're gonna absorb someone, why would you absorb them like that? You'd probably put him inside of you, but no, you bastard. And we can definitely see Gray's now pissed because of this. And it's quite interesting that we see the God Seed. He used some like Winter Ray, so now he's got water powers as well. So that's pretty formidable. Anyway, Ice make lands, and as Gray prepares to attack Godseed, he realizes that Juvia is in front, so he can't really risk hurting her either. So I guess that's why Godseed has her in plain sight, just as kind of a meat shield, like he does usually with the golems. That kind of makes sense, to be honest. And with the distraction, the golem actually managed to land a hit on Gray. I can't attack Juvia stuck to him like that anyway. Grey Summer. Don't worry about Juvia. Even if I can do that. Grey, what does this girl mean to you? Is she power? Is this girl truly power? Damn right. She's my power to live. And yeah, this just makes the, what do you call it, the Grey Juvia ship sail even further. And I gotta say, that was quite a powerful line, she's my power to live. And with that, we can see Juvia's reaction to that, because she doesn't know about Grey's feelings to her, because Gray hasn't really confessed his feelings, but we've seen him confess his feelings to other people, but not to Juvia. So this is actually Juvia's first time hearing these kind of feelings coming out of Gray, and an interesting reaction happens due to Gray's words. We can see that Juvia starts heating up because she's flustered, as she's turning into boiling water. And Gray is Juvia's power to live. Calm down, Juvia. Huff, huff. And I gotta say that was pretty comedic indeed. The way that she just starts flustering, and she's obviously really happy to hear those kind of words, and she's turning into boiling water. So now this has become an advantage to Gray. So that'll be quite interesting to see what happens next. But yeah, these few chapters were definitely interesting, and chapter 57 was hilarious with the jokes, especially the Juvia and Gray, their what do you call it, their relationship as well. It's kind of, what do you call it, their bond is kind of improving, and it's progressing as well, their relationship with each other. And I definitely did enjoy the jokes between them two. And so I thought chapter 57 was the best chapter I read out of all the chapters I read. And I'm looking forward to see how this God Seed players are getting beaten slowly one by one. And I'm also looking forward to Natsu's final fight with Alderaan anyway. But nevertheless, I'll see you guys next time.